Assalamu alaikum guys. Hope you all are doing well. So let's begin today's video. There was a man in Makkah whose voice shook the ground and whose shadow alone brought fear to the enemies of Islam. His name was Umar ibn al-Khattab. He was tall, strong, fierce, and firm in his opinions. He hated injustice and held tightly to the customs of his people, and for a time, he was one of the strongest enemies of Islam. He could not bear to see families torn apart by a message he did not yet understand, and he walked the streets of Makkah with anger in his chest. One day, with sword in hand, he marched toward the house of the Prophet, intending to end his message with force. But along the way, he was told that his own sister and her husband had accepted Islam, and so he turned toward their house instead. His anger grew with every step, and when he heard the words of the Quran being recited behind the door, he burst in and struck his sister, then paused as he saw the blood on her face and the courage in her eyes. She told him that they believed in Allah and His Messenger, and she would not turn back. His heart softened, and he asked to read what they had been reading. She handed him the pages of Surah Taha, and as he read the words, his chest shook, his eyes filled with tears, and he knew that this was the truth. He went straight to the Prophet, declared his faith, and from that moment he became one of the strongest protectors of Islam. The Muslims who once prayed in secret now prayed openly, for Umar had joined them, and with him came strength and dignity. In Medina, he was always at the side of the Prophet, asking questions, seeking justice, and standing firm in the truth he was known for. His deep sense of fairness and his ability to see right from wrong. The Prophet once said, "If there were to be a prophet after me, it would have been Umar," and often verses of the Quran were revealed in agreement with his opinion. When Abu Bakr passed away, Umar became the second Khalifa, and under his leadership Islam spread far beyond Arabia, reaching Persia, Syria, and Egypt. He ruled with a heart full of fear of Allah, walking the streets at night to check on his people, feeding the poor himself and punishing even his own family if they did wrong. He wrote letters to governors reminding them of humility and justice, and reminded himself that he would be questioned by Allah for every soul under his care. He wore simple clothes, ate simple food, and cried often in prayer. Though he was once feared by many, he became beloved by the believers for his strength, was now guided by mercy, and his power by taqwa. In the end, he was struck by an assassin while leading prayer, and as he lay in pain, he asked if the people had completed their prayer, and when he passed away, the earth lost one of its greatest leaders, and the Ummah lost one of its brightest lights. Hope you enjoy the video. You can also tell me in the comment section on which the next video will be. Love you all, guys, and take care. Allah Hafiz.